This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today we are going to be looking at a game that really blew me away. And when I tell you that I really consider this to be the hit of GenCon, and it's from a company I would never have thought. So I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to take my word for it. This is Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. And it plays anywhere from 90 to 120 minutes. It's not what you think it is. Now, I played their card game and I really enjoy it. I've never played the actual Red Dragon Inn one. I played the adventure card game and I really loved it. This is a dungeon crawl underneath the Red Dragon Inn, and oh my goodness, it tells an incredible story, and it is unlike anything that you would expect from SlugFest Games. But I'm going to tell you this much: we're going to go down. I'm going to give you a brief overview on this. I'm not going to tell you all the rules. I'm going to let you decide for yourself, and then we're going to come up and we're going to talk about this little masterpiece. So one of the cool things is that there are a bunch of maps, and you're not supposed to look at the future maps. There's a map on the other side of this. I won't look at it. I take they're paper maps, but you can put a piece of laminate over it and you can just go to town. And that's really, really cool how that all works out. Now, as you can see, there are different areas here, okay? And I'm going to take some of these things for your standees, okay? Because you're going to have these standees, and like in this first one, there's something that goes crazy with one of the Robotrons, and you've got to figure it out. You are going to have, as you can see over here on the map, is what you're going to be facing in here. Now, what's really neat is it gives you a walkthrough, but you want to read that first, but you don't want to skip ahead at anything because it'll give you stop points. There is a vault of cards that you don't even touch until you can get the certain areas and things like that. There are miniatures for your heroes, standees for the villains, but your heroes are miniatures. I really like this aspect. And as you can see, let me see if I can get these out, of course, and just kind of show you, I really love these. And I painted them right away. I got to finish them up and finish the bases and stuff like that. But I've been playing this, and I really enjoy it. You are going to have a character, or you're going to have a series of characters depending on how many people are playing or how many things you can go solo. You could do whatever you want, and you are going to have certain abilities, okay? Now, as you use these abilities, okay, you are going to get timers put on it. So if I use this, I put 3 of these on here. And during the phases, as I go through the phases, I'll be able to take one off and then eventually use that ability. Also, you have these actions here. You can always use 2 of your actions, okay, depending on what you want to do. This doesn't cost a timer. The movement doesn't cost a timer. But these special abilities, you're going to have to be smart in when you use these, okay? You have a little defense mechanism here. And you're going to, as you level up, you're going to get better and get more things. You have your health, and then, of course, you're going to have your figure, which, let's take her out while we're here anyways, right? Right? There she is. Boom. So she's going to start over here. Maybe these guys start over here. Okay. On your turn, you're going to do all your actions. But hold on there, my dear friends. How do you determine actions? Well, here's what's really great. Everything's spelled out right here. Ready phase, okay? Invigorate all abilities. So that means you're going to take one of these off, okay? You're going to roll scheme dice. That's this, okay? So what are we talking about? Each character, each villain has a scheme dice. Boom. Okay, so that is a axe. So they are going to automatically do this because this is a cooperative game, and the way this works, it's very, very smart. Each one of these are going to be like we have 1 and 2 here, so you're going to take 1 and 2, and then you're going to put that there in order, and then you will determine, you can put how many times they get hit, because they do have 5 health, so you're going to put wounds on them and so forth and so on, so you can keep track of how they go. Very, very, very smart system. Here's the cards. I'm sorry if you didn't see them. So everything's going to happen. These guys, we're not going to roll any dice for it because they're someplace over here. We don't even know where until we break a certain part of the plane there. Okay, and then they'll pop up in our story. And you're going to have a scenario, and it's going a story, and I don't want to ruin it for you because there's a whole thing to this. You have doors and stuff like that. Oh, let me pull this off. That you were. I had a bunch of doors here, but you've got doors that are 3D that really add to this. Here we go. See, there we go. And where the doors go, you're going to have barrels. There's going to be certain penalties for going through certain things, but you are going to have to try to work your way through the particular scenario and get so you can level up and do better. The Danger Room debacle, that's a great story. You're going to love it. And everything's spelled out for you. Okay? Dice chucking to determine damage and stuff like that, which I think is fantastic. And it's going to help you with certain abilities. There's going to be things that you're going to be able to do that you might have. And it just plays as good as any dungeon crawl I've ever played. And I'm hoping to God that this company makes more of this, because this is fantastic and smart and well done. Each map gives you everything in front of you, and then boom, you could just put it away in a heartbeat. There's not 1,000 things to put away. And like I said, I really like the standees. They're done beautifully, and they're done really, really, really well. How turns are determined also is you have this bag, and you're going to have chits in here. And, well, first turn, who's going to have the first turn? Well, you're going to pull out a chit. Oh, Fiona gets to go. Well, she's going to do all her action, a couple actions, and she's going to smack some people, knock them silly, and then hopefully keep moving on. You're going to go through your combat, you're going to ready phase, your combat phase, and then objective phase. What are the conditions of the objective? Well, I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to ruin it, because there is a very deep story here. And even though this is the first kind of like training mission a little bit, there's a lot of maps, a lot of story, and a lot of depth to this game. This is my hit of GenCon. This is my hidden gem that nobody's talking about, and everybody should be screaming from the mountains about how great this game is. So there you go. A nice little talk about what I consider is going to be a very, very good game. Get your hands on it. If you're going to Gen Con, make sure you run over to SlugFest Games and get it. Let's talk more about this up top. This fantastic experience from SlugFest Games. They really hit it out of the park. Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. A game that absolutely gets it right. I mean, they just don't get it right. They hit it out of the park. You know, the miniatures, glorious. Okay, I had so much fun painting these up real quick. I got to finish them and just do the bases and stuff like that. But the thing that really gets me here is you have all these heroes, okay, and they are in miniature form. Everything else is in standee form. I think that works. I'm liking this more and more, and I love that games are doing this more and more, where, okay, here's your hero, or maybe your boss monster, and everything else is standees. Number one, it's going to save the company money, okay, and time, okay. Number two, you still have that thematic feel of getting behind your character by painting your character. Or maybe not painting your character if you don't want to, but having a character that is yours and getting that thematic feel. And then the standees really don't matter because they're just enemies. And I think that works. I think it works to perfection. You know, my favorite? No. My favorite character? All of them. I like the girl fighter. I think she's just awesome. Okay? And what she does. And these are characters that come from the Red Dragon Inn, and they tell this long story that, from the original game, and now here they are telling a story. I love the story aspect of it, where, hey, don't go to the next thing until you finish this, and then things unfold as it happens. The choices you make, the things that you do, the things that you accomplish, how hard you want to make it. If you want to change characters, you can change characters and they level up with you. This is great. Great. And it is a sleeper of GenCon. I think this is going to be a hit of GenCon. And if you go to GenCon, you need to get this, because I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one of those games you're going to thank me for, okay? Everybody wants to look to all the bigger games and all that other stuff. I think you look at this, SlugFest Games, go see them at their booth, get a copy of this. I'm telling you, I'm putting the full weight of this channel behind this, because I really believe and love this game. Until next time, my dear friends, I hope you have a great GenCon. It is your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody. Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. You need it. Take it easy, everyone.